So I Googled, does Korean pear help your hangover? And I speak to that journalist and I say, hey, would you like to hear my story? I've launched a product. Keep the whole margin. When you sell out, call me and we'll set up a little, we'll set you up as a run.
Oh, that was a big night. Thank God for Bay Juice.
Geez, looking good there, mate. How you feeling?
Wait, aren't you Tim O'Sullivan?
Yeah, last time I checked, yeah.
Welcome to the Come Up Starter Kit, guys. This show is all about taking your career from 0 to 100 real quick. If you are lost, confused, or just plain stuck, I'm here to help. Now, who am I? I'm Shankar Pillai, your soon-to-be favourite career coach. With over 7 years experience in the recruitment game, there's nothing I haven't seen, and I help people just like you land that dream job. In each episode, we'll speak to one of my friends who's done something a little bit different in their career. We'll go along the journey and understand what they've done that's made them so successful. Along the way, I'll give you tips and tricks to help you with your own very come up. Let's get it. Welcome to the Come Up Starter Kit, guys. My name is Shankar and I have a very special guest with me today, Tim O'Sullivan, who is the founder of Bay Juice. Thank you, Tim, for jumping on board.
No, thank you. Looking forward to sharing my journey. It's going to be good.
Wonderful. Now, Tim, for people that might not know who you are, if you can give a 60-second rundown of who you are, that'd be lovely.
Wow, okay, where do I start? So I'm 27 years old. I'm originally from Melbourne. I've grown up here. I went to school here, which I just sort of scraped through. I might have got expelled in year 10, but it was always a good learning curve.
Yeah.
Bit of fun at the same time and a bit of pressure on the old rents.
Right.
I have a pretty good little hospitality background. I run and own a cafe in Essendon.
Right.
I love it. I love talking to people. I love making coffee. And it's just a really good vibe. It's quite rewarding seeing just a full packed cafe. I love it.
Right.
And it wasn't until about 4 years ago I stumbled across the power of the Korean pear whilst I was visiting Sumin, my girlfriend, her family in South Korea. So 4 years ago, stumbled across the pear and fast forward now, we're in tons of stores, our product's getting some momentum and it's a pretty exciting time.
Okay. And for people that might not know what the product is, what is it and why is it so great?
It's 100% Korean pear juice, which is amazing, right? And what it is, it's a hangover drink. So you drink it before you go out. Okay. So before you have a big crazy party, smash a juice before you go out, let it do it all its magic. And then the enzymes inside the juice speed up your metabolism of alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm no scientist, but I read it online.
So you can have a big night,
Yep.
and as long as you have Bay Juice beforehand,
yep, you pull up
you're
fresher.
smooth sailing.
Yeah, smooth sailing.
Okay.
So it's been crazy. We call it liquid gold. It's it's crazy.
Lovely. And where are we today?
So we're in our little office, our little creative space. So sort of peak COVID, we thought we need to bring all of our ideas and all our creativity together.
Yeah.
We're working from home, working from bedrooms. We're like, no, we need to be together to make the most out of this. It's time to go. So we brought everything together with furniture, decked it out, fridge full of beer, which is good, fridge full of Bay Juice, which is very important. And crazily enough, I sleep just above it as well. So I live up here, Liam lives there, Sumin, she sleeps in my bed, she's my girlfriend. So we live here, we work here, and we just sort of brought it all into one space and we said, now's the time to go for it.
All right, everyone, let's go sit down in the next segment where we will discuss Tim's career. So Tim, you fly over to South Korea and meet your girlfriend's family for the very first time. You stumble across this amazing product. What was the point like when you were like, boom, I'm onto something?
Standing at a bar, a few beers in, we're all talking about the Korean pear, and it was sort of that moment I just thought, well, why don't we just Google this? So we Googled, does the Korean pear help your hangover? The short answer was yes. It was like 3 different articles. There's even like a little Sydney Morning Herald clip that had covered a bit of research that I found saying that the pear actually speeds up your metabolism of alcohol. So from that moment on, I was just like, this is ridiculous. It's natural, it's just a fruit juice and it's healthy and it helps you hangover. I couldn't believe it. So at that moment, I was like, this is an absolute winner.
So what's the process like? You had this idea in your head. How do you go from idea to execution?
Oh, it was intense. It was a lot of market research, trialing it on friends, trialing it on myself a lot in different circumstances. And it was kind of doing a lot of looking at other brands, what other companies are doing, other products are doing, and sort of just having that moment saying, we just got to do this. And that's actually probably the deal breaker is we've all got to go, yeah, let's do this. Yeah. And we did, we go, let's make a product out of this. So we did, we flew to Korea, found a manufacturer, Sumin's parents and family are involved helping us with the meetings. A lot of translation here and there, trialing different pairs, and luckily enough, they actually gave us a tour of the manufacturing facility, which is pretty special. Going from the idea to the, really developing the concept, going to Korea, and then seeing it being made, even before it was our product, was crazy. Going, this could be our juice.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. So it was quite a hectic period, but it was exciting. But it was all of us going, right, let's do this.
With so many challenges along the way, a major one that you stumbled across was that the manufacturer and the Korean pear farm don't speak English.
Yes.
With so many people that would have been so afraid of that, how did you overcome that?
Just hearing that question is just crazy. You're like, yeah, how did we do that actually? I was very lucky. Sumin was by my side the entire way.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, who's Sumin?
Sumin's my girlfriend. We've been together about 4.5 years now. So yeah, we've rode the wave together the whole time. And she was always by my side, translating, writing things down. If I didn't understand, we just took it back a notch and we just went through it slower.
Right.
But it was quite hard because a lot of the lingo was new to me. Importing, exporting products, fruit, manufacturing. So it was definitely challenging, but we just got through it together, really.
Okay. And so what's the process like actually getting Beijuice all together? So what does that process look like?
Yeah, so being in the manufacturing plant was incredible. So you mean the whole process?
Yeah, whole process.
So literally when you first walk in, there's just a giant drum of pear juice, all just getting washed, going through conveyor belts, getting grinded. It was literally just like this big thing going from process to process. So it was quite special and exciting as well. The adrenaline was amazing.
Right.
They filter it, they heat it up, they clean it, they pack it. Right at the end, there's a guy with an air gun spraying the pack, so there's nothing left on it. It's completely crisp. And then just a whole row of people picking and packing and piling it through. So it was intense, but it was amazing to see how fresh and incredible the product is. Like the quality is important, you forget that as well.
Yeah.
You're so excited with everything, but it was amazing to see.
Okay. And what were some of the challenges that you initially faced from importing that product and getting it to Australian standards?
Wow, having no idea what we were doing was a big factor with everything.
Yeah.
A container is 7,500 kilos of product. And you're bringing that from Southeast Asia to Melbourne. So it was as complex as it already sounds.
Yeah.
But we just sort of started working with a few different logistics companies. And then when one was a bit more responsive and knew the position we're in, they were quite assistful. So, assistful, I think that's a word, but they were quite helpful anyway. So it was a crazy period, challenging, but all we cared about was getting the product here.
Yeah, okay. And so you started in January 2019, where your first order was 50,000 units.
Yeah.
What made you guys do that, and what was the idea behind that?
Yeah, some advice was if you run out of 1,000 and then people want some more after that, you got to wait another 30 days to bring it over. Yeah. So that was already a bit of a deal breaker, and I thought it was just the smart move.
Yeah.
Whilst it was a bigger financial move, it was better for the business and the brand to get more stock. To give out stock, sample it, give it to friends, family, and it's exactly what we did. We gave out thousands of units, and luckily we had them, and people tried it, loved it, talked about it, gave us feedback. So it's really important to have that larger quantity.
Okay. And now for people that might not know, you had no experience prior to this.
Correct. Couldn't have said it better. I make coffee, I got hospitality experience. Whilst I had a bit of experience with social media and running the cafe accounts and stuff like that, not really, no. It was all very new to me, but it was exciting. Once we had the brand and everything, it was just like, it was just so exciting. So it did help, but no prior experience.
So for people that may also be in the same shoes, where they're like, hey, I have no idea, but I've got some sort of an idea of what I want to do, what would be your advice to them to be like, hey, just get on it? Yeah,
I think for me, I just had a lot of confidence in what I was doing.
Yeah.
And once I started not getting a few wins, but once I started doing the right thing, I was like, you know what, I know what I'm doing here. I know what I'm doing. This should be our pricing. This is where we want to be positioned. This is what colours we should be. This is what we want to do on Instagram. And once you start getting a little bit of momentum, you start to back yourself, you see some results, everyone else is with you on it as well. So that really helped, without really knowing what I was doing, I just backed myself.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing for growth and to do. So I think backing yourself was the major thing that I think I did early days.
I want to go back in time, because now you are in Dan Murphy's, you're in Woolies, you're in IGA.
Yeah.
But what was that process, or what were the challenges that you faced in actually just trying to get into one store?
Yeah, it was scary. It was standing at the front with the box going, right, I've got no idea where this is going to go. This guy better take it. He'll be an idiot if he doesn't. You know, like you're saying all these things and you start just eating away at yourself. But we just rolled in and we said, look, we'll give you some product for free.
Right.
We've just launched. This works. It's so popular overseas. It's crazy. Give them a nice little juicy pitch. You sell the stock. You keep the margins.
Yeah.
Once you run out, give us a bell. We'll come back. We'll restock you. Right. We'll have a chat, see how it went. And they were really into it. Okay. They appreciated that we were there front and centre. I do think they love people, and especially we told them we're the founders. We've built this product. So they had a bit of respect for us early, and we started chipping away one store at a time.
So if someone also wants to sell something like this, who do they have to speak to when they go into a supermarket?
Manager for sure.
Right.
Yeah, manager for sure. And I think for us, when we peak COVID, the manager was always there because it was so busy as well. Right. So it actually was perfect timing to really start our pitching then as well.
Yeah.
But definitely the manager. I can tell you for a fact that we started giving products to the clerks or the people at the front counter, and we come back in the next week on, how'd you go with the beige juice? They go, huh? It didn't make it past that moment. It was either tipped in the bin, they put it in their car, we never saw it again, and they didn't even know what beige juice was.
Okay.
So it's very important to speak to the right person for sure.
Now you have had some crazy wins through your shoestring budget of marketing.
Yeah.
What were some of the tactics that you did in order to try and get your product out there?
Yeah, so I think for us, we have a great story. Again, backing myself and belief in commerce, we have a great product. Why shouldn't everyone want to be writing about us?
Yes.
So we're very confident. So when we started doing sort of hustling on emails through LinkedIn and social media, we're pitching these media companies saying, hey, this is our story. And I had a short, little punchy, nice little paragraph, start, middle and an end. I think that's very important.
Okay.
People drag it on for a while. Okay. Start, middle and end. I said, I think your audience would love to know about our story. And I think with our product being hangover related, I think everyone can relate to it as well.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty big push for us, and we got some small wins, broadsheet, urban list, and then we got some big wins, news.com, Daily Mail. Right. And again, momentum I keep talking about, it just sort of, we got a few wins and then people started reading about us, and it helped with our website visits, our Instagram traffic, going into a store and people saying, I'm from Beige Juice, and oh yeah, I read your article actually. Right. So that was really important. So that built our brand, our story, and our products.
Okay. So now you're solidified.
Yeah.
What does a day in a life look like for you?
Lots of emailing. I still scroll on LinkedIn all the time just to see what other people are doing. Yeah. People say you should spend less time on your phone. I say spend more time on your phone. The amount of things I do on Instagram looking at products, colours, influencers, venues, events, parties. I gather so much information from Instagram. Right. So I do a lot of Instagramming. I run all the Instagram pages.
Okay.
So I reply to people, I do stories, I engage with everyone. So I do spend a lot of time online.
Yeah.
Lots of emailing, looking for new opportunities, new retailers. More often than not, just what's next. We always take the smaller steps with what's next. So that's sort of what we're doing day to day. But we don't get up at 5 a.m. We do not go to the gym. You watch these entrepreneurs that are eating egg salads 8 times a day and go to the gym. We don't eat that well, and I don't exercise. I just focus on building the brand. Yeah. But just so anyone out there who thinks they have to get up at 4 o'clock to be an entrepreneur, I don't think that's correct at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the benefits of actually working with some great people? Because you've started the business with your girlfriend and your best mate. What's that like? Yeah, well, I think we can keep each other pretty honest, to be honest. Like, if Liam's not performing, I'll let him know. If I've had a couple of days sort of maybe a bit MIA, or I've put some other priorities first, he's more than comfortable to say, hey, God, have you replied to this? Have you paid that invoice? What are we going to do about this? Yeah, right. So we keep each other on edge, which is nice. Whereas I think maybe in another environment, you can be like, hold on a second, what are you doing? Yeah.
So it is quite refreshing that we can keep on each other like that. Okay. But we all have the same goal. And we've all started from scratch. We all started there day dot. So we've all been through the hard times and the difficulties together. Yeah. So I think that has built quite a strong relationship between us as well. Yeah. Which only helps the business, I believe. Okay.
And now Tim has a very interesting background.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask is how important was having a formal education? And did it help impact the business by any means?
I think so. First answer, yes, it did.
Yeah.
In terms of going to a private school and being surrounded by people, I did, get some great relationships and a good network from it.
Yeah.
But I didn't really excel or enjoy school. Full stop. It just wasn't for me. It was too slow. Every second subject wasn't of interest or didn't relate to me.
Right.
So it made me a little bit frustrated, a little bit.
Yeah.
So I didn't love school. I scraped through. I might have got expelled halfway through year 10.
Yeah.
Shoplifting, not my finest moment. On a school camp, not my finest moment. On Channel 7, 9 and 10, not ideal.
But how does that shape you though?
It definitely made you sort of build some thick skin. I had people that didn't speak to me because I disrespected the school, but I was like, hold on, we're all mates. And since when did you really care about school? So it was quite amazing for a few people to all of a sudden disappear because I had a bad image.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit hurtful, but at the same time I was like, man, I've sort of weeded out the crap a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously not a good bloke in that sense.
Yeah.
But also it made our family a bit tighter. My brother was going through VCE and, he was studying at the time and he had a bit of extra pressure. So it sort of gelled us a bit together and Mum and Dad said, hey, look, you look back on this in 10 years, it's 11 now and laugh, and I do.
Yeah, right.
So that really did shape me. I just got through VCE, got 39 and then after that I felt like it was the biggest weight off my shoulder. No school, getting up early, no uniforms, I can go do whatever I want now. So it was nice.
And you said that you found yourself because
Yeah.
you were able to experience things that other people couldn't at such an age, and that was able to sort of lead you deep into the business.
I think, it was all about those experiences from different industries with different people, different cultures, living overseas, traveling. I just think it just built me, and I think it reflected on the cafe, which is doing really well, and it's reflected on Bages as well.
Yeah, right.
So I think all those experiences just made me, I think, a better person and better business-wise as well.
Now, how many stores are you in?
In 2 weeks, we've been 1,750 stores.
What's that like? What is that like from going from zero to that?
It's been within 18 months as well. So
And during COVID?
Yeah, during COVID. So it was a lot financially, mentally, stress. It was pretty full on. Just the operation wise of it. Here we are delivering to a few cute stores.
Yeah.
And now we have to have stock in every state, ready for Woolworths orders.
Right.
Which is big, and you've got to be in their warehousing at specific times on specific days through orders, and we're on different portals with everything. So it was a massive jump, but we were lucky that we've had some consultants working with us with the pitching, forecasting, logistics that have helped us manage the account.
Okay.
So we can focus on the brand and trying to make people go to store, and they can focus on getting into store.
Yeah, right.
But it was full on.
Okay. And if you can look back in your whole journey, what has been your biggest win?
Our first biggest retailer.
Yeah.
And that was Dan Murphy's gone, we back you, we back your product. Mind you, actually, I'll touch on quickly.
Yeah.
We got a no from Dan Murphy's.
Right.
And then we went online at Dan Murphy's. We smashed it online. And then we said to them we want to do a trial process, like a full-on trial in 15 stores.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, only because you've had some good runs online.
Yeah.
And then we got into the 15 stores, huge win, no, online, yes. And then about a month ago, we got told we're going to range into 240 more Dan Murphy's. So that was the full journey from a no to a full 100% ranging in all their stores. So that's pretty special to us.
I love that.
And that is quite a journey and a process, and getting a big fat no can be hard, but that was our best win.
How do you deal with rejection? So many people will bow out from the first point of rejection.
I think there's so many more opportunities. We'll go win, and then we'll come back to them and show the data. That was it. There was no more than that.
Right.
We'll go smash it. We'll come back and say, here's the results on a platter.
Right.
Are you going to say no again? And then they didn't.
Yeah, right.
So it's pretty special.
All right, everyone. In the next segment, Tim is going to teach us his top 3 tips if you are looking to start your very own product.
Alrighty, I'm Tim O'Sullivan. I'm one of the co-founders of Bayjuice, and here are my top 3 tips before launching a product. Firstly, and most importantly, you're going to need a barcode. Why do you need a barcode? Otherwise, no major retailer will be working with you. I got mine from the website GS1. Secondly, is testing your product for its shelf life. I went locally to a laboratory called Omic, where they tested the shelf life and gave us the best before date. And most importantly, and finally, is the brand of your product. There are hundreds and thousands of products in the supermarket. Why would a consumer choose yours?
All right, job seeker, if you are at the early stages for looking for a job, you want to keep in mind these top 3 tips. Tip number 1, you want to make sure that you have a professional voicemail and a professional email address. Make sure that you do not have a 30-second to text, because if you can keep this in mind, when a recruiter cannot get a hold of you, your voicemail will be the first point of contact. So making sure that it is bubbly and friendly. And with your email address, make sure that it is your first name dot last name @gmail.com or whatever other email hosting. Tip number 2. Now, what you want to make sure is that you do have formal attire. So what does formal attire mean? Whenever you are going for an interview, you want to make sure that you are dressing the part. So make sure that you are suited and booted, so that being a suit jacket, a white shirt, slacks, and dress shoes. If you are a female, you want to make sure that you are in a pin dress and you are having a nice top at the top. Now, the third tip is what you want to make sure is that when you are going for an interview, that you are always friendly to the receptionist, because there has been times where candidates have been a little bit abrupt to a receptionist. That information will travel back to the recruiter and you will be seen as a bad candidate. So make sure that you are friendly to everyone that you meet along the way. All right, everyone, I would love to say a massive thank you to Tim for having us here at Bay Juice. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have today. I've got to get to a party.
Well, in that case, you need these much more than I do.
Amazing.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.